In a valley boxed in by green hills, life follows a strict, repeating script. Before the sun even clears the horizon, a young boy named Liam is already out in the fields, working the same soil his father and grandfather worked before him. The village operates on a principle of generational stasis. The path for every child is already paved. You grow up to replicate the life of your parents, ensuring the village looks exactly the same tomorrow as it did 50 years ago. But Liam is often distracted. While the other farmers keep their eyes locked on the furrows in the dirt, Liam climbs the nearest ridge to stare at the blue peaks of the mountains far to the west. Over time, the physical geography of the valley has done its job. It has conditioned the people inside to believe that the mountains aren't just a boundary of the land, but a hard ceiling on what a person is allowed to imagine. One afternoon in the local schoolhouse, the teacher asks the class to name their future trade. One by one, the students fall in line: farmers, shopkeepers, and carpenters. When Liam stands up, he doesn't name a local trade. He tells the room he wants to build something that solves problems for people he's never met, in places he's never been. The response is immediate. The classroom erupts in laughter. One student shouts that people from their village don't do things like that, reminding Liam that his job is to stay within the lines. This mockery is a social reflex. When a closed community hears an idea that doesn't fit the local map, it uses ridicule to pull the dreamer back down to earth. That evening, the laughter follows Liam home. He starts to wonder if he is being foolish, if the smallness of his surroundings is a permanent cage. His grandfather sees the doubt and intervenes. He tells Liam that while he may live in a small village, he is under no obligation to have a small dream. The scale of your vision is the only thing the walls can't touch. Your physical environment is fixed, but your mental horizon is flexible. When you separate them, your vision expands, even if you haven't moved. True growth happens when your mind stretches past local fences, inhabiting a larger world before you travel there. Breaking out of a limited life isn't a matter of finding a new map. It's a matter of realizing that your internal landscape is much larger than the one you can see from your front door. While his peers spend their evenings complaining about the poor harvest or the lack of tools, Liam stops participating in the grievances. He decides to use his energy to build a different set of skills. He spends years in a cycle of trial and error. He reads books on engineering to build a more efficient irrigation system for his father's farm. He asks why the village markets are failing and experiments with new ways to trade. He isn't just dreaming, he is testing his ideas against the reality of the village. While the village stays at a flat baseline, Liam's practical knowledge stacks. Eventually, momentum shifts and the capability gap accelerates. Over a decade, daily efforts to learn create an insurmountable distance between Liam and the village's expectations. He has traded his time for expertise. By the time he finally leaves the valley, he isn't a farm boy looking for a job. He is an architect of systems who has already outgrown his origin. Years later, the classmates who laughed at him in the schoolhouse are still there. Their lives look exactly like their parents' lives, not because they lacked talent, but because they never looked past the hills. Liam, meanwhile, has spent his life building the global systems he once described to a room full of skeptics. The problems he solves now affect millions, a scale of impact that would be incomprehensible to the boy he used to be. On a visit back home, he stands on that same hill where he once stood with his grandfather. He looks out at those mountains that used to feel like the end of the world. From this vantage point, he realizes the truth. The mountains weren't a wall, they were just a landmark. The only real barrier was the belief that the world ended where the village did. We often tell ourselves that we can't start a great journey because we lack the money, lack the right tools, or the right location. But those are secondary. The most important move you will ever make is the decision to stop letting your current circumstances define your future capacity. Your future isn't tied to where you are standing today. It is tied to how far your mind is willing to look.